BXB. It's in the game!
Hey everyone, and welcome to a somewhat different quick review here for BXB Games. Obviously, it's me, Ben, as always, but I am joined by my lovely wife, Leah, today.
Hello.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at The Sims 4, and because she's played this game pretty much since the original in 2000,
the original, yeah.
I remember playing the original, but I haven't played many since then. But because of that, I brought her on as the expert in the house to talk about The Sims 4. So, I mean, where's the best place to begin? How are you finding the overall impression of The Sims 4 compared to, say, the original Sims and where it is now?
Obviously, over the years, the graphics have improved immensely. It's a smoother game, I'd say. I enjoy it. I've always enjoyed Sims. I like controlling people's lives.
So, customizing, creating the Sims, that feels better now, like more diverse
definitely.
options?
I'd say more updated options. Obviously, fashion has changed, and they have reflected that somewhat. You can do pretty much all the things you could do, I'd say, in the previous Sims. It's changed how you do it. There's sliders now, as opposed to the way it used to be done. I just said there's more fine control.
Now, obviously, The Sims 4 has been out on PC for a while now. How are you finding it? Obviously, we're reviewing this on the Xbox,
yes.
which is maybe not the natural home of The Sims.
No. I find it really frustrating because you constantly have to toggle between two different ways of controlling it. One's where you basically skip between all the functions that you can do, and the other one's more like a free pointer mouse thing, and to constantly have to remember to toggle between those two is really annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be frustrating. So it's not an intuitive control scheme.
No, though I'd say probably after about a month I probably get used to it.
So not a couple of hours of
No,
playing, like a long time.
Yeah.
So it still would be best with the mouse and keyboard.
Yes, definitely.
That's fair enough. So obviously customizing and creating the Sims is a big element. That's like the first element.
Yeah.
And then the second element would be building and designing the house.
Building and designing the house.
Your favourite bit?
My favourite bit.
Yeah.
So I did, once I was playing this, do the cheat mode, as it were, just so I could have enough money to build a really cool house, because I always like doing that. It's good. You can draw whole rooms or whole walls, 4 walls now. I don't know if you could before. I still like doing that. It was fun. You can do all the putting the wallpaper on, putting dining chairs in, just basically building a house, which I love doing. I think it wasn't too bad on console doing that. It's still better probably on PC.
No, that's fair enough. And I mean, so we move on to the third tenant, the third pole of the three that really holds up the Sims, and that's the life element of your Sims in the Sims world once you've built their house. The bit that I always found the hardest to get my head around as a game element, I suppose.
Okay.
However, I will say, like, looking at all the packs that they've brought out for this, and we're not reviewing this with any of those packs, but some of them seem really interesting, and they can like push you down very specific directions with your Sims and the world and stuff. So tell me a little bit about this the part that comes after all the building and the designing.
Okay, so basically you have however many Sims you've decided to create, you stick them in your house, and then you can do what you want. You can either push for their ambitions, whatever they want to do, the attributes that you've chosen when you first created them. Like my Sims, one of them wants to be a Renaissance man. He wants to read loads of books and be super classy at loads of skills and what have you. Or you can very much leave them to starve and kill them.
Right, so it's still the sadistic murder simulator that the first game was.
Totally do that if you want to. I don't.
No.
Because that's a bit weird. You've just created these things.
So, I mean, I'm slightly, not confused, but I still don't really understand what that game is, what that part of the game is. Can you tell me more? Is there more to do? You just say you do anything. So what, do we have, is there like a job element to this?
Yeah, there's totally jobs. You can basically choose a career for your Sim. So one of the ones that I gave her a job. She's an artist, so she starts on the lowest level of being like a palette scraper or paintbrush cleaner or someone at a local gallery, what have you. So she goes off there at certain times during the day, 5 days a week, because obviously you have time.
And you can obviously be like late for work and stuff.
Oh yeah, you can be late to work. You've got to make sure that all her happiness and what have you, and her, so she doesn't need to go to the loo, she's not hungry, she's not tired, etc. before she goes. So you've got to make sure all that's right, otherwise she'll probably fall asleep at work or some such. And now, a new thing that I noticed that they've added, things can happen to her while she's at work, and you can choose between two options, which is one of the interesting things that I found. That she accidentally inhaled some fumes while she was at work, while she was doing something.
Did she have to go to hospital? Or
no, you could choose. She could either come home and rest, or the fumes made her really hyper, so she could carry on at work and be extra brilliant for the day.
I'm hoping there was a downside to that, though.
I think she'd be slightly manic about it.
Because huffing paint fumes, kids, we don't advise that.
No, definitely not. It was slightly strange, I'll admit.
So there's still a huge level of micromanagement required, or can things be automated, or is the game literally micromanaging every one of those little bars and trying to keep everything in the green?
They have a certain level of autonomy that you can turn on and off. So if they really need to go for a wee, they're going to go for a wee.
Just wherever they are.
Yes, or you can have it'll come up in one of the corners of the many functions you can have that they really need a wee, and you can just click on that and they'll go do that straight away.
Okay.
Or you can keep an eye on them and make sure it doesn't get that bad.
So is it really just the reason that there even is a sequel? Is it just an update, like you said, in clothing, in a palette, in graphics? There aren't really any new features that you would notice, like when you play 2 and you play 3. And there's not really anything specifically stand out. I mean, like I mentioned, it's really geared up for this huge amount of DLC support in the game that can really change it. I know there's like a big vampire pack. I was reading about it. I was like, that sounds kind of fun. That sounds really silly. Like Lost Boys-esque vampires or Twilight vampires. Or, Nosferatu vampires. And like, you become undead. I want to play that. That seems like more of a game to me. That seems more of what I would want from a game.
I think, generally, all the Sims have had loads of expansions.
Yes. And some people will criticise one of the problems with an iterative sequel that's based around expansions is that when they bring out the base game for the new numbered sequel, they actually pull features out that have been added in previous expansions, don't they?
Yeah.
So there'll be things we'll be missing that maybe expansion pack 3 of the third iteration had. That when we get 4 at its base level, they're not there.
Nope.
So they won't be brought. They'll be brought in at piecemeal that you have to then buy again and again and again and again. That must be quite frustrating.
It's The Sims.
It's just how they do it.
Yeah.
It's just how they do it. So, okay, we're going to wrap up now. We're going to come to the end. So, final thoughts. Like, how do you feel overall about the experience on console, and is it still as fun as you remember?
I like playing The Sims. I've always enjoyed it, but no, console. I just prefer PC.
So that's knocking some stars off for you on the score here. So what do you score The Sims for?
I'm going to give it 3 out of 5.
BXB. It's in the game.